Grant Robertson has pulled out $1 billion surprise out of his budget bag. A cost of living package that'll see 2 million New Zealanders getting $350 cash from the government. For the 1.1 million Kiwis who have community cards, public transport will stay at half price permanently. For the rest of us, we get it for another 2 months, along with the 25 cents per litre tax reduction for petrol. But the big winner today was always going to be health. More than $11 billion will go to wiping health boards' debts, setting up new health systems and keeping the lights on. And the government drug buying agency is getting an historic investment of almost $200 million over 2 years, although less than they'd asked for. Plus, there's money in the budget for Māori, scrapping the school decile system, and for first home buyers. Political reporter Amelia Wade begins our coverage.
Just surviving is getting too hard for Katie Tuhaka and her whānau.
Kai's going up, gas is going up, everything's going up.
She says her local marae has been there for her, unlike the government.
Definitely know they could do a lot more for us as people.
And Grant Robertson knows it, so he's raided the COVID kitty and found $1 billion.
I am acutely aware of the impact of cost of living pressures on many people, particularly those on low and middle incomes.
Taking cash from one still very current crisis for another.
What happens if there's another variant or another COVID crisis?
And we've set aside $1.2 billion from the COVID fund to deal with any immediate needs for that.
A bit of a budget gamble for a sugar hit payout. On August 1, every worker earning less than $70,000 but not eligible for the winter energy payment will get $350. That's about $27 a week for 3 months. If there's 2 earners, that's $54.
I mean, it's a step in the right direction, giving some help, offering some help.
It's so hard, and I think something has to be done right now to make it happen, for sure.
What are you going to do for just $350 for one-off payment?
Filling a trolley with $350 worth of groceries shows the COVID cash won't stretch too far, but the inflation-weary finance minister says that's not the point.
This is a targeted way that we can support people through this challenging period while not excessively exacerbating inflation.
The worry is, as we get through to October, when the cost of living payments start to stop, inflation is still expected to be higher for longer on these Treasury forecasts.
The government's also sticking with keeping it cheaper to get from A to B for 2 more months, spending $235 million on extending the tax cuts on petrol and $130 million on half-price public transport. But the more than 1 million Kiwis with a community services card get to keep the cheap fares for good.
The balanced approach to targeting support where it's needed.
There's also a couple of other B words being bandied about.
The books are going backwards, households are going backwards, outcomes are going backwards, New Zealand is going backwards.
The brain drain budget. But if they are genuinely concerned about the cost of living and not just politics, surely they will support this package.
The COVID cash may be reassigned, but the virus keeping the infected PM away on the biggest day of the political year.
Well, kia ora, Amelia. Was this cost of living package a surprise today?
It kind of was. For weeks, Grant Robertson has been dampening expectations, despite our poll showing 3/4 of New Zealanders who didn't think that the government had done enough. But clearly, after pulling together 2 pandemic budgets, Grant Robertson has learned how to be nimble, because he's not just gone and raided the COVID kitty, but he's clearly gone and nicked the public transport policy and more homes getting more insulation from the climate change announcement on Monday. But the cost of living cash, combined with the winter energy payment, now means that 81% of working age New Zealanders, that's 4 in every 5, will now get government support over winter. So that's really backed the opposition into a corner, defending the top 20% of earners and calling them the squeezed middle. So that will really take the sting out of their cost of living attacks. So politically, it's a masterstroke.
It's a big move, all right. Amelia, tēnā koe.